Hey guys, I'm going to show you something today I haven't shown you all season because I just really hadn't had the time and been distracted and have a lot of things going on. But these are my Seminole pumpkins, and they're doing great. These were also at my grandfather's house. This is just an old field. It's been cut down. I'm just going to try to do an experiment to see how well you can grow pumpkins in a wild kind of setting like I'm doing with the Hillside Pumpkin patch, other than mowing around these guys. I will say they're not completely unmanicured because I have taken care of these a little bit, watered them a few times, but I wanted to talk about some stuff here with these Seminole pumpkins. If you ever tried to grow these before, this coloration on the leaves seems to be pretty normal. So if you see this, it's not a disease. That's just how they grow. So that's kind of interesting for number one. Two, these are a very late season crop. Last year, I had 7 fruit off of 1, if not 2 vines. I think it was just 1 vine survived, honestly. And of the 7, they were average about 5 to 6. I had one that was almost 8 pounds. So that's about 5 to 7 is probably average. Had 7 of those, and they were all green. Some of them had just barely started to turn the tan color. That would indicate ripeness. So I just had to bring those inside and let those ripen inside. And it turned out just fine. It made the absolute best pumpkin pie I've ever had in my entire life. I made it from scratch. Thanksgiving dinner, everybody loved it, said it was the best thing they've ever had. So anyways, if you ever have a chance to grow these, I live in zone 6B, right on the border 7A in southwestern West Virginia. My season's really not long enough for these guys, even if you do start them indoors early. This is middle of August, and I don't have a single pumpkin on here growing as of yet, and I kind of attribute that to the low rainfall, high temperatures we've had this year. Anyhow, but what I'll show you what I've done here is it's very important for your pumpkins to, this is just some old composted horse manure and some topsoil there that I've added to the base where the plant was sprouting from. But what I've done is every about 2 or 3 feet, right where the junctions are right here, right on top of the vine right there, I've buried those as well with some more. And if you go back another 2 or 3 feet down, there's some more. Now what that's going to do is, people may not realize at these joints right here, in your pumpkins, if you put these things on the ground where they're vining, these things will sit down roots, and they'll be awesome roots. It'll help the plant bring up more nutrients and establish. Long story short, last year I had tried some pumpkins in a similar situation like this, and one of I think my uncle didn't know better, and he was helping mow the grass, ran right over the base where the pumpkin vine was planted. So albeit the plant did not die, because all these little junctions I had covered up with compost, they had to put down enough roots that the plant was actually able to survive. And I think I only ended up getting 1 little pumpkin off of it. The plant wasn't entirely healthy. You can tell it was absolutely stressed, but it did survive. So I have seen that happen myself. And something else I can show you guys that you may or may not know. These are the male flowers. As you see, there's no little bulb, that's what I call them anyways, behind the flower petal right in here. Where this is a male flower, it's going to produce the pollen, but it's just more or less a signal to attract bees to the plant. See right here, these are some male flower stems that have already expired. There it is. Okay, but check it out. So if you're really careful, you can look down inside this thing. I'm going to do this. Right down there, some squash bees hanging out. They'll do that. They'll take little naps inside the pollen there, waiting for the new flowers to open up, taking a rest, what have you. So let me go ahead and step over here into the sunlight and show you the difference in the female flower, which I'm sure if you've already seen this, it's not new for you, but right there, see, this is a female flower that has not opened yet, and this will open up in the flower. If it does get fertilized, this right here will start to swell, and that is the pumpkin that you'll turn into the fruit that we all know. So I believe it's had a couple female flowers on this already. Case in point, here's one right here. It kind of rotted off, so either it didn't get pollinated or whatnot. So if it's not successful, it's just going to fall off, no big deal, and it's going to keep producing more. But I just kind of want to show you the setting right here. If you're going to grow pumpkins in general, always make sure you have enough space. I'm not sure if they have a bush variety of pumpkins, I'm not really sure, but with this growing just basically through the yard, I only prepared a little, this much of a space right here, about what's that, 2 by 2. That was dug down, took all the rocks and the old clay out and put some good soil in, give it a fighting chance. But after this, it's been pretty much on its own. It hasn't been fertilized other than, like I said, at the little junctions right there, add your compost all the way up the line there. This plant's just going to keep going and going and going, especially when it gets that sunlight over there. It's just going to take off. But it's a brother's right here, little brother plant. all the way down to here. And I did the same thing with this guy here at the intersections. Composted it. This one right here is, this, you really can't tell, that's the base where it was planted. And what I haven't noticed on this is any real flowers at all. It has a couple male flowers, not very many over here. But as you kind of get into the light where it's getting a little bit more sunlight, the leaves are bigger. And then you're starting to see your first male flower form right here. And try to wrap this up, guys, make it as quick as possible. I know I'm just trying to show you way too much. If you look right in there, right on top of my thumb, if you can see it. Hopefully you get that big glare in my back. I really don't know if I'm catching this or not. It's a very, very, very tiny baby that will eventually become a female flower. So pumpkins love sunlight, they love compost, they love moisture. So that being said, try out the Seminole Pumpkin. I'll check back in towards the end of the season if we have anything to harvest from this. Like I said, this is like the pumpkin patch, sorry, like the pepper patch. It's untaken care of. It's just kind of let nature do its own thing to see how much you can get with almost no input whatsoever. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like this new update, new thing going on here with the pumpkins. If you find this interesting, leave a comment. If you want to see more things like the pumpkins, let me know, and we can just share some knowledge and experience, and hopefully we can all learn a little something from each other. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. This is Dave the Hillside Gardener signing off.